this is what I'm gonna say. I don't want to focus on it being like about Jake. Oh, Jake's small, so that makes me confident. Jake's this, so that makes me confident.
Yeah, man, like, obviously all these people in boxing or MMA, whatever he is, they're gonna talk shit, they're gonna discredit everything that I've done and in this sport because they're jealous, they wanna be in my position, or they wanna fight me, so it is what it is.
Mike Tyson is leaving no room for interpretation. He has been vocal and direct, strictly warning Anthony Joshua that ignoring Jake Paul's heavy hands is a dangerous mistake. He's seen the evolution and insists this challenge requires total focus, not arrogance. This isn't just veteran commentary, it's a severe reality check. And Tyson is letting AJ know that one slip-up could cost him everything.
He has so much potential, he should not be depressed. Him and Wilder should not be depressed and give up on the world. He's just good.
The admission from Tyson was quiet, but its implications are deafening. Following the November 2024 bout, the former undisputed champion confessed that he doesn't remember much of the fight because he blanked out after the first round.
What do you have to say to the critics that brought that up?
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Did you watch it back or anything, or no?
I never watched the fight. No, I have not. What happened? You have to show me. I was just listen. Know what I remember?
No.
I'm coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah.
A little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember.
Dude, there was a lot of people online that said that's when you should have hit him, when he was bowing down like that. That's when
he was going to hit me. That's why I was like, what the hell is he doing?
So it went that quick for you?
Yes.
Mike.
I was not tired. I wasn't sweaty. I went to the hotel. No, I went to the house that we stayed in. I left the house. Me, my wife, my kid. Then we went to the after party. Then we came back.
So for us, right, it was 2-minute rounds, and it felt really quick for us. We were like, dang, we wanted more. Is there anything about the fight you would have changed based on the experience?
Oh, not at all. Listen, I wouldn't have realized any of it if it went 3-minute rounds. I didn't realize it.
He stated clearly, my body, my chest, stomach, and stuff was really sore. Jake punches hard.
I heard
but my body was really sore.
It was sore the next day?
Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Coming from a man who has traded blows with Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, this isn't just post-fight humility, it's a technical assessment of a weapon. Tyson's soreness wasn't just fatigue, it was the result of absorbing impact from a fighter many still dismiss as a joke.
Listen to me, Jake Paul, you clown. The worst thing you could have possibly ever done in your fake boxing career is to call out the Cobra.
I want professional boxers. It's only been 3.5 years. You can only make a certain amount of fights happen. And the plan was always to fight Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury, win, lose, or draw. People think there's like this ducking of professional boxers. The next fight could potentially be a professional boxer. I'm just getting started. I'm 26 years old, and there's only so much I can do.
If the problem child can inflict that kind of systemic trauma on a man with a granite chin using 14-ounce padded gloves, the boxing world is suddenly forced to ask what happens when he lands those same shots on a younger but chin-susceptible Anthony Joshua.
The man who dares to dream bigger than them all, the one and only Jake Paul.
Go, Jake!
While Tyson is sending signals about Paul's power, other boxing legends are looking at this matchup with genuine fear, but for the opposite reason.
What do you think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua?
Boy. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division.
David Haye, a former heavyweight champion himself, has issued one of the warnings. He didn't mince words, stating that unless the referee is compassionate, this fight could be Jake Paul's last day on earth.
Jake Paul is going to get in a ring in a boxing match, boxing gloves, to mix it with one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet, someone who is Olympic gold medalist, won the heavyweight championship twice, although he lost his last fight against a very good Daniel Dubois. He's a top 10 heavyweight on the planet versus internet sensation, someone who's a latecomer to boxing and has boxed at a very moderate level. I'm talking domestic level. And he lost to Tommy Fury, for instance. And Tommy Fury, who he lost to, versus Anthony Joshua, they're two completely different sports. So I commend Jake Paul for putting himself in harm's way, because boxing is a dangerous game. People have died in the ring. People have been seriously injured, maimed. And he believes in himself enough to do it on a massive scale, because it's not about the money. He's got enough money. This is him wanting to push the boundaries of reality. He's manifested an amazing life for himself. He's a superstar, and I think he wants to try and do the unthinkable. He wants to. It's an insane challenge he's put himself up for, but you got to give him credit.
Haye described the matchup as a lion versus a house cat, pointing out that there is not a single metric, speed, skill, or experience, where Paul is within 20% of Joshua's level. This creates a terrifying paradox for the viewers. One legend is warning that the house cat has claws that can black out a heavyweight, while another is warning that the lion might accidentally commit a crime on live television. This clash of perspectives has turned the fight from a curiosity into a morbid fascination.
And you've described it before as Jake Paul being a cat versus Anthony Joshua's lion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not equally matched on any sense, are they?
There's not one element of their boxing skill set that Jake Paul can come 15, 20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other. And Anthony Joshua, he's not a bodybuilder. He's a prime athlete. He's someone who's dedicated his life to this. He lives it. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's a real clean athlete who is going to inflict some horrendous damage to Jake Paul. And I hope we've got a referee in there who's quite compassionate, because if Jake Paul is left, up against the ropes with Anthony Joshua unloading on him, it could be the end for him, literally. It could be his last day on earth.
Fueling this fire is the bizarre psychological state of the underdog. Jake Paul has openly admitted that he is operating on delusional optimism. He knows he shouldn't win. He knows that on paper, stepping into the ring with a two-time unified heavyweight champion in his prime is a death wish. But this self-confessed delusion is exactly what makes him dangerous.
My question to both men is, who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1,000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree? Whatever he said. We'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire. Every time I've been knocked down or been in trouble when I was younger, came back 3 years later, got to the Olympics, get in trouble again before the Olympics, 3 years later, become world champion after 16 fights, win all the belts, get beat by Ruiz, come back and unify the division for the second time. It's just constantly drives my focus and my hunger to get better. So I'm going to be a tough man to break down 100% come December 19th, because I've been building myself over the last year. I ain't been sitting back. I've been working.
He isn't preparing for a boxing match. He is preparing for a moment. Paul's strategy relies entirely on the chaos factor, the belief that he can land that one unorthodox overhand right that Tyson felt ripple through his entire body. By acknowledging his own delusion, Paul has removed the pressure of performance and replaced it with the reckless abandon of a man who has nothing to lose, which is often when knockouts happen.
this is the perfect opportunity for you. Someone has to stop him and say, brother, you're putting your life at risk.
That's right.
This is the first, I don't know if you lot feel like that, but I'm like,
100%.
we could witness a murder, bro.
He could go.
This man is going into a fight against AJ. AJ, what he did to Ngannou, because I thought that was going to be closer, yeah? And Ngannou went to the shadow realm. I witnessed Ngannou literally go. And you're now telling me Jake Paul, and yes, do you know what's happened? This YouTube world, yeah, has allowed these guys to believe that anything's possible. His brothers in WWE, they're selling out drinks. They got a drink rivaling Messi's drink. They're doing all sorts of stuff. So all these little stats is now letting them believe I can achieve everything. But there's some things in life you can't achieve. And going into the ring with a heavyweight, Team GB, AJ, what data have you looked at?
It's going to be the most humbling night of Jake Paul's life so far. Because when you think about how he sees the world, I can do anything. Yeah. And that is going to be the moment where he feels a stiff jab and he realizes this is the one thing I can't do.
However, there is a trap hidden in the contract that suggests Paul's team is more calculating than crazy. It has been confirmed that Anthony Joshua must weigh in under 245 pounds for this fight. For a massive heavyweight like Joshua, who has weighed significantly more in past bouts to maximize his strength, this cap is a strategic handicap.
Of Paul and Joshua?
I was gonna say they got him to weigh a grade of 245. That's only like 7 pounds less.
Yeah, that's nothing. And there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't gonna matter. You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. Very upset that this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and, you know, a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it. Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who's really a wrestler. You know, he fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but, you know, not an elite boxer. He fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player. At least he's fought these guys. He fought Anderson Silva, and he dropped Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva's a really good striker, but also in his 40s, you know, different time. It's, you know, not the same guy he used to be. This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying.
Forcing a natural giant to cut weight acts as a drain on their stamina and, crucially, their punch resistance. A dehydrated brain is easier to shut off. This stipulation suggests that Paul's camp is banking on a depleted Joshua. They are trying to manufacture the very vulnerability that Tyson warned about, ensuring that if Paul does land his power shot, Joshua won't have the physical reserves to absorb it.
And I think one thing that Jake maybe doesn't understand is, like, all right, you're a 220-pound fighter. You're fighting a 245-pound Anthony Joshua. That 25 pounds is not... That's how much stronger Anthony Joshua is than you. Like, pound for pound, Anthony Joshua, for a 245-pound man, is stronger than a 300-pound man. That's what you're misunderstanding here. You're not understanding. He moves like a 200-pounder. He's as strong as a 300-pounder. He could have been an Olympic swimmer, for Christ's sake. Like, he is a freak athlete, the likes of which you have never dealt with in your life before. There's nothing like him. The guys you're sparring, they can't lace his boots.
Well, you know, you see the memes or those videos when there's a person standing around and there's a moose, a massive wild animal, and you're saying, all the people are like, you need to move because that thing will kill you, and the person's still standing around, and the moose gets up to be like, I'm a moose, what the fuck are you doing? That's what this is.
It's like when they climb in the zoo enclosure, and you're like, what? And then they like want to try and hug the lions or something.
Do you give that person, so you ask the question, do you rate that person for bravery? Absolutely not. This is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Exactly. You can't even know what he's going into the enclosure. He's gonna get destroyed, and this is on everyone.
The danger level spikes even further when you look at the equipment. The Tyson fight was conducted with 14-ounce gloves, essentially pillows designed to protect the fighters. The fight with Joshua will be contested with standard 10-ounce professional gloves. The physics here are simple but brutal. Less padding means more force transfer. If Tyson blanked out and felt his body ache for days after being hit with the larger gloves, the impact of the smaller gloves will be exponentially higher. This is the variable that turns soreness into unconsciousness. Joshua is used to getting hit by professionals, but he is entering this fight with the assumption of a skill gap, potentially overlooking the raw, unrefined force that is about to be amplified by the equipment change. This is likely why recent footage has surfaced showing Mike Tyson directly involved in Anthony Joshua's training camp. The narrative isn't just about a legend passing the torch, it's about a survivor sharing intelligence. Tyson isn't there to teach Joshua how to box. Joshua won an Olympic gold medal, he knows how to box. Tyson is there to explain the awkwardness of Paul's rhythm and the surprising heaviness of his hands. The warning from the Iron Legend is clear. Do not treat this as an exhibition. In the footage, the mood appears serious. Tyson knows that the punch you don't respect is the one that wakes you up in the locker room. As December 19th approaches, the world is left with two conflicting realities. On one side, you have the boxing purists waiting for a brutal reality check, expecting Joshua to dismantle a YouTuber in devastating fashion.
See, it shouldn't go ahead. It shouldn't go ahead. There's no reason for it to. If you're a commission and your job is to look after the fighters, make sure their medicals are good, make sure this guy is fit to fight this guy's not much bigger than this guy. The reason why they're there is so the fighters are protected. But in this situation, Jake Paul's so valuable to the whole infrastructure of boxing. Everybody involved is going to earn 5 to 10 times more than they would do on any other night of their life. So everybody's involved. But at the end of the day, Jake Paul, as you can see here, he's a good boxer. I'm not saying he's a terrible boxer. It's the equivalent of a 100-meter race, and Anthony Joshua's runs around 10 seconds, and Jake Paul's done 12 and a half seconds. The chances of Jake winning that race, unless something dramatically terrible happens to Anthony Joshua, he breaks his leg on the way to the ring, I can't see any version of reality where Jake Paul somehow finds a way to win one round, let alone win the fight.
It's Jake Paul, man. He's even his UFC fights, he's been fighting the fighters. They're ex-champions, so that's a decent category. He went to Gervonta Davis, active fighter, world champion, good fighter. Then he's gone to this big, massive AJ. Fair play to him. I think what he's doing is crazy, but it's good for the sport. And hopefully there's some rule where they don't get hit too hard, because if it's anything like that Ngannou one, it could be dangerous.
I saw Nikisa, Jake's manager promoter, kind of mentioned that when they faced off, you see Jake looking at AJ's chest. Apparently he wanted to motorboat AJ initially. I was just thinking your thoughts on what goes through Jake's mindset to do something like that.
I saw that, but what's he looking at his chest for? But I thought he was just like trying to size him up, but thank God he didn't motorboat. That'd have been the strangest.
My eyes, if Jake Paul was over here, Jake Paul would probably be like a Southern area level fighter. So maybe just around English level or below. AJ should be able to blow that kind of fighter out of the water in a couple of rounds. And then you have another fight in a couple of months' time in February. So this should be nothing for AJ. And if it is something for AJ, then I guess I come on the show and we have a bigger conversation about where AJ is. But where I think AJ still is, this should be merely a speed bump onto serious stuff in February. That's what it should be. But that's why we're all going to tune in, because you're right. I mean, if Jake Paul closes his eyes and throws that right hand and he's going to be 220 pounds, and I mean, Tyron Woodley and everyone says he can hit like a truck. If he lands one, whew, boy.
Yeah, I saw some dude on Twitter was like, I can't wait to see you spin the narrative that if Jake lands one on AJ's weak chin. Let's be very clear. I don't think AJ has a weak chin. I think he's proven that like what happened against Andy Ruiz was something when you get hit by Danny Dubois, something. I don't think Jake has that power, so I'm not going to spin that narrative, but I don't know what happens in a fight. I don't know who tweaks this. I don't know who's going the distance. No one thought Francis would go the distance. I'm intrigued.
On the other side, you have the ghostly warning of Mike Tyson, a man who felt the power firsthand and lost his memory of the event. Is Anthony Joshua walking into an easy payday, or is he stepping into a carefully laid trap fueled by weight limits, smaller gloves, and delusional power? In the heavyweight division, it only takes 1 second to go from an undisputed champion to a cautionary tale. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.